fission. Yes, we started with nuclear energy. We have discussed first nuclear fission and then fusion. In the nuclear fission, I've told you, okay, this can be used for atomic bomb and for electricity generation. So to generate electricity, we need four things. One is fuel, moderator, reactor. So we have read about this fuel. Yes, uranium, plutonium, thorium. I have told you thorium will be available from monazite soil, and monazite soil will get maximum in India. That too in India, Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so keep a heading as problems with the use of thorium. 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 Simple, I have already explained you these things, but now we are writing systematically. That's the thing. Okay. See, I have told you thorium that will be used in the fast breeder reactors. Okay. But these fast breeder reactors need technology and this is quite costly. So first point will be the breeder reactors are costly. Breeder reactors are costly. Breeder reactors are costly. Breeder reactors are costly. Second one, write down TD. TD. In bracket, write down technology demonstration. Technology technology demonstration. Okay, which means write down at small level, at small level, at small level, this technology is developed, but need further more improvement. At small level, this technology is developed, but need further more development. Further more development, but need further more development. So in science and tech, wherever you are finding a word called TD, technology demonstration, which means we have the concept, but this is not fully developed. Okay, so TD means we have the concept, but this is not fully developed. Okay, technology demonstration. Okay, now keep a heading as fusion, nuclear fusion. Okay, nuclear fusion experiment. Nuclear fusion experiment. Okay, so what happened is in 1985, in 1985, so 35 nations, which means countries, they came together, they came together to form a reactor which is ITER reactor. ITER reactor. In bracket, write down this is fusion reactor. Fusion reactor, which means the reactor wherein the fusion process will be there. The reactor wherein fusion process will be carried out. Okay, so ITER means International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. Reactor. Okay, so listen to the story. What happened is in 1985, 35 nations they came together with the concept of nuclear fusion. But to do nuclear fusion, see, I have already told you in the first class. Here, the energy which will produce is huge when compared to fission. See, I have told you compare sun with your atom bomb. Which one is more dangerous? Sun. Sun has more heat. Okay, so this fusion, what happens is here more heat will be released. So here we need a separate reactor. Separate reactor. The one, I mean, see, I have already told you the reactor, with the increase of temperature the pressure will be increasing. Okay, at a point of time the reactor will be blast. So here what happens is fusion, it will release more heat. So the one which you are using for the fission, if you are using the same to the fusion, then obviously within no span of time it will blast. That's the reason it needs a special type of reactor. So they came up with a concept called experimental reactor and international. This is, sorry, international. Why international? Because all the countries came together and they came up with a plan that we're gonna construct a ITER reactor. So in your examination, simple question will be, what is ITER reactor? So ITER reactor is a fusion reactor. Okay, the reactor in which the fusion process will be carried out. Right down ITER reactor. The reactor in which nuclear fusion process will be carried out. The reactor in which nuclear fusion reaction will be carried out. Okay, so this is your previous question, 2018, 2018. Okay, ITER. Next, they have came up with a concept like this. Nowhere they implemented. They tried, but they didn't carry it forward. In between, what happened is in 2006. In 2006, this time 7 countries came together. How many? 7 nations came together, and now they properly had a plan. Let's see. I mean, these 7 nations. First, write down the names. European nations, Union, Russia, USA, China, Japan, South Korea, India. How many? 7. 3 plus 4, 7. Okay. So now this time what they have planned is, see, this time we are serious about this. We're gonna construct this nuclear fusion reactor. But this time what happens is, see, this nuclear fusion reactor, if we have to construct, we have to take all the precautions. Because if in case, if the reactor is blasted, then entire world will be done and dusted. So here 7 countries, they divided the work among themselves. Okay, you work on this part, you work on this part. Similarly, each and every country allocated some like specific task to themselves. Okay, in the process, what China has done is artificial sun project. Okay, that artificial sun project is part of this 2006 plan. And what they have planned is, see, in the world, electricity we have scarcity. If we can develop this technology, so everything we can run using electricity. And nowhere, I mean, the cost of the electricity will also come down. But again, the threat here is once it is failed, then everyone will be washed out away from the world. So careful, take some time. By 2035, by 2035, at least we're gonna start the process. Now what they have done is, see, they have allocated some of the tasks to each and countries. Now all the 7 countries, they work individually first. Next, all the countries will gather in a place called in France, in a place called Cadrich. Cadrich. Okay, so France is not part of this deal, but still people will gather in France, a place called Cadrich. Now they'll do, like, I mean, already they have manufactured all the products individually in their country. Now all the products they'll get to Cadrich, France, and then what they'll do is simply they'll form the nuclear reactor over there. This is the plan. Okay, so who are included in the plan? 7 nations. One is European nations, sorry, European Union, Russia, USA, China, South Korea, Japan, and India. Okay, and the place is Cadrich, France. Okay, right now. Cadrich, France. So by 2035, their plan is, by 2035, their plan is to produce 500 megawatts energy in a controlled way, in a controlled manner. Controlled manner. So cartridge means simply, I mean, the place where they're going to assemble all their parts. Each and every part will be coming from these 7 countries. And once they reach this cartridge, then they'll do the rest of the things, assemble. Okay? Done? Now see, difficulties. What are the difficulties? Why they are taking this much of time? See, fusion means 1H2 plus 1H2, 2 helium, 4. Okay. So what happens here is, see, here first these two particles has to collide. Collision must be there. Okay. To create this collision, we need huge energy. We need huge energy. The energy is equals to fission energy. The energy is equals to fission energy. Once this fission energy, like fission process is done, then the energy is released, then these two particles will collide, then helium will produce along with some heat. This heat will be in huge amount. In huge amount. Let's say if you are giving around 50 megawatts here, then here it will produce 500 megawatts. So here simply what am I trying to tell you is, see, if you want to do this fusion process, first you need to throw an atom bomb over there. With the energy of atom bomb, the particles will collide, then it will produce the energy. Understood? So initially, if you have to start this process, This huge energy is required. This huge energy will be created by fission process. Okay, just like throwing an atom bomb. Then only this process will start. Once the process starts, then automatically it will get the energy. Okay, here they are getting huge energy, right? By using this energy only, it will create further energy. But initially, to start the process, huge energy is required through the process of fusion. Understood? So in UPSC, they may ask you a statement like, I mean, to start the process of fusion, we need energy through fission. Yes, it is correct. Okay. So to start the process of fusion, we need energy through fission. Okay, right now. Keep a note point over there. To start the process of fusion, to start the process of fusion, we need energy through, we need energy through fission. We need energy through fission. To start process of fusion, we need energy through fission. Okay. The simple story, let me revise the things again. See, the story started in 1985. 35 countries came together. They thought of making ITER reactor. So ITER reactor is nothing but fusion reactor, the reactor wherein the fusion process will be carried out. Okay. Now, ITER means International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. Okay, but this is not succeeded. Later what happened in 2006, 7 nations came together. What are those 7 nations? EU, Russia, China, USA, India, South Korea, Japan. Okay, these 7 nations, they came together and they have assigned individual tasks to each and every country. Okay, in this process, China, what it has done is artificial solar experiment. Okay, in this process only, it's part of this agreement. Okay, and their plan is by 2035 they'll manufacture individual parts and they'll get all the parts to a place called Cadrich in France. In the France, they're going to assemble all the parts, and by 2035 their goal is to produce 500 megawatts minimum energy, just like prototype. Okay, once it is succeeded, then they'll implement in a large scale. So this is the project. Okay, and finally difficulties here is, here if they want to start the process of fusion, they need huge energy. This huge energy they'll get through a process called fission. So to start the process of fusion, they need energy through fission. Understood? Now write down China's artificial sun. China's artificial sun experiment 2021. Okay, so by now you have got some idea. This project is nothing but the part of 2006 agreement. Okay, write down this experiment is a part of 2006 agreement. This experiment is a part of 2006 agreement, which was happened in Hefei province, China. Which was happened in Hefei province, China. Hefei province, China. Okay, simple. In your examination they'll ask you the name of the reactor. The reactor name is East. East. No, EAST. Write down East. Reactor name is East. Write down experimentally advanced superconducting tokamak, experimentally advanced superconducting tokamak. Okay, so simple. China artificial sun experiment, it's a part of 2006 agreement which was happened in 2021. Okay, so recently only. This was happened in Hebei province, China, and the reactor name is East Experimentally Advanced Superconducting Tokamak. Okay, so here tokamak, it is a Japanese word. It is a Japanese word, which means fusion reactor, which means fusion reactor. So tokamak is a Japanese word which means fusion. Now, what is this experiment? Okay. See, what is this experiment means? See, in the future, all these countries are going to make a fusion project. In the fusion project, huge energy, huge temperature will be released. So here, what China has done is, China has created a reactor wherein it produced huge temperature, and it has seen whether the temperature, I mean, the reactor is resisting the temperature or not. Generally, what happens for a normal reactor? If you are giving huge reactor, it will blast. Yes. So here China's part is, China, it has given huge temperature to a reactor, and it has checked whether the reactor is sustaining, surviving or not. Okay, that's the experiment. In the part of experiment, they have created sun core temperature is 15 million degrees centigrades. 15 million degrees centigrades. What they have created is, see, once the fusion process starts, okay, the reaction is uncontrollable. Sometimes it reaches to higher levels as well. That's the reason China created a temperature which is 8 times of this sun's core temperature. 15 8 120 120 million degrees Celsius. Okay, and they have seen whether the reactor is going to sustain or not, and the experiment is done for 101 seconds, and thankfully the reactor sustained, and this is the experiment. So China's part is clear here. By 2035, when the process starts, they need a reactor which must sustain the higher temperatures. So China created a reactor which sustained the temperature which is 8 times of sun's core temperature for 101 seconds. So now China's task is, they have to increase this time period. This they'll do in the future. Okay, so this is China's artificial sun experiment. Okay, when was it happened? It is a part of 2006 agreement, and it is happened in 2021. Okay, and it was happened in Hefei province, China. Okay, and the reactor which they have used is East reactor, experimentally advanced superconducting tokamak. Tokamak means fusion reactor. It's a Japanese word. Okay, and then what I have told you, they have created a temperature which is 8 times of sun core temperature, which means 120 million degrees Celsius. Okay, and they have introduced this temperature in the furnace for 101 seconds, and thankfully the furnace got sustained. So this is the artificial sun project. I know. This much only they have done at that time. I mean, I have seen YouTube and the people, they have said like, I mean, China has created artificial sun, so 24 hours they'll be having sunlight, they'll create more solar energy. I mean, whatever they have told, so many things, so many articles in the YouTube, but the actual experiment is this, that was performed only for 101 seconds, less than 2 minutes. Obviously it's a great achievement. Even India also praised a lot for this. Okay, done. So this is all about fusion experiment. Simple, right? So it is all started in 1985, 35 countries, and then 2006, 7 countries came, and now they are working each and every country individually. Okay, don't ask me on what part India is actually working. Even I don't know. They didn't reveal yet. Okay, next. See, I have told you this nuclear reactions are of two types: fusion and fission. And after this nuclear reactions, generally, see what I have told you in the heat chapter. If there is a fuel, okay, we'll burn the fuel, then we'll get energy. On the other side, we'll get waste. But here, what we are doing, we are breaking the fuel. We are breaking the fuel. Okay. Let's say if we are taking this uranium, plutonium, okay, we are breaking. On the other side, in the fusion, what we are doing, we are colliding the fuels. Okay. Here also we'll get waste, and this waste is called as nuclear waste. And this waste is called as nuclear waste. So this nuclear waste, it has so many radioactive elements, and radioactivity, obviously radiation, you'll say, okay, this radiation will be there. So we need to control this nuclear waste in a proper way. Okay, so your next heading will be reprocessing plant. Reprocessing plant. Reprocessing plant. Reprocessing plant. Okay, right on. The plant where the plant where this nuclear waste will be recycled. This nuclear waste will be recycled. This nuclear waste will be recycled, which means it will decompose the radioactive elements. It will decompose the radioactive elements in the nuclear waste. In the nuclear waste. In the nuclear waste. Okay. First reprocessing plant in India. Apsara, where it is there? Trombay, Maharashtra. So first reprocessing plant is also in Trombay, Maharashtra. Right now. Trombay, Maharashtra. Trombay, Maharashtra. Second one is Tarapur. Okay. This was in the year of 1964. 1964. Second one is Tarapur. Where is Tarapur? Maharashtra. And third one is Kalapakam. Kalapakam, Tamil Nadu. So in India we have 3 reprocessing plants. How many? 3. In the world, only 4 countries are having this reprocessing plant. Even the technology of the reprocessing plant is also rare. So India is one of the 4 countries. Okay, so keep a note point. India is the 4th country to have this reprocessing plant. India is 4th country to have this reprocessing plant. India is 4th country to have this reprocessing plant. Okay. Next, write down a mains question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear energy? What are the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear energy? What are the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear energy? Okay, first keep a heading as advantages. First, see, I have already told you this has high efficiency of energy production. Yes, I have told you. Write down high efficiency of energy generation. High efficiency of energy generation. High efficiency of energy generation. Okay. Second advantage is nuclear medicine. Nuclear medicine. Nuclear medicine. Keep a hyphen and write down radioactive elements. Radioactive elements and isotopes are used for medicinal purposes. Radioactive elements and isotopes are used for medicinal purpose. Are used for medicinal purpose. So isotopes, remember, right? Same atomic number and different atomic mass. So they'll be having different properties. Okay. So first one, example, first one, iodine isotope, isotope, iodine isotope, which will be used in the treatment of a disease called goitre, throat disease. Okay, goitre means deficiency of iodine. Okay, so goitre means deficiency iodine. So in the deficiency of iodine disease, what we'll be using is like iodine isotope and will treat the disease. Okay, second one, cobalt isotope. Cobalt isotope, this is used in case of blood cancer. Blood cancer, this is used in case of blood cancer. And third one is, this everyone knows, radiotherapy. You know radiotherapy? What we'll do in radiotherapy for the cancer treatment? See, when cancer, when somebody is affected by cancer, what happens is some tumors will be formed. Some tumors will be formed. Slowly, the size of the tumor will increase. Slowly, the size of the tumor will increase. Now, simply by using radio therapy, which means gamma radiation, what we'll do is here we'll like focus gamma radiation. Okay. Now, gamma radiation will hit and kill these tumors. And along with the tumors, some of your body parts will also be killed. But the thing here is, to kill them, some of your body parts will automatically get killed, burnt. Okay, so it is nothing but, I mean, burning you when you are alive. Okay, so this is radiotherapy. In the radiotherapy also, what we'll be using? Gamma radiation in the cancer treatment. This is important. Okay, and then this is important. No, chemotherapy is different. Chemotherapy means giving drugs of high medicinal values. Okay, radiation means showcasing you to gamma radiation. Chemotherapy means using drugs only, but these drugs are having high medicinal values, high concentration of medicine. That's the reason whenever a person is taking chemotherapy, which means taking high concentrated drugs, high heat will be generated in the body. Okay, with this high heat, somehow this high heat also will try to kill these tumors. On the other side, this drugs will concentrate only on the tumors. But this radiotherapy is last stage. In the radiotherapy, what happens is, if this is not done with the help of chemotherapy, with the drugs, then they'll showcase to gamma radiations. Gamma radiations will be fall on the body, and inside the body they'll kill all the tumors, they'll burn the tumors. Okay, along with the tumors, some useful parts will also be burned. That's the reason, I mean, even you, if you are survived from the cancer, your maximum lifespan will be 10 to 15 years maximum. Sometimes 5 years the person will be. Okay, so this is gamma radiation. Understood? Clear? So here my point here is, this nuclear energy, it has a nuclear medicinal value as well. Okay, next one. In the process of sterilization and pathogen killing. Sterilization and pathogen killing. Sterilization and pathogen killing. See, sterilization means, you know the process of making alcohol. Yes, once the alcohol making is done, end of the day they'll fill that alcohol in the glass. Okay, glass bottles. Okay, so before filling the glass bottle, they'll do the process called sterilization, which means whatever the microorganisms are there in the bottle, they'll kill those microorganisms, and then they'll fill this alcohol into the bottle. So this process is called as sterilization. So sterilization is nothing but microorganisms killing of microorganisms. Okay, so this process here in science and tech, where will be used is operation theaters. Operation theaters. Why? See, in operation theaters, they'll cut you and they'll make stitches. While cutting, there are high chances, if there are some bacteria in the room, then there are high chances that they'll enter into your body. Yes, obviously. Let's say, I mean, see, there is some dust around and there somebody is doing operation, obviously the dust will enter into the body. Similarly, if some bacteria is there in the operation theater, obviously some dust will be entering into the body. That's the reason they'll remove the clothes of the patient, they'll clean the patient first, and they'll give their own clothes, and then they'll take that patient into the operation theater. But before taking them into the operation theater, they'll use this UV radiation. Okay, with the help of UV radiation, they'll sterilize the room first, which means they'll kill all the pathogens which are there in the room, and then they'll start the process called operation. Okay, so right now, in operation theaters, in operation theaters, they'll use this process. They'll use this process. Okay, next one, same associated with this, by using UV radiation, by using UV radiation, by using UV radiation, we can make any product pathogen free. 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 Example, in the COVID time, okay, this Domino's came up with a policy called sterilized pizza. Sterilized pizza, which means once the pizza is ready, what happens is there will be UV rays falling. Okay, this pizza will go through the UV rays, all the bacteria will be dead, and then this pizza will be delivered to your home. This process is called sterilized pizza process. Okay, so keep an example, sterilized pizza. Second one, daily you are watching at your homes, which is RO purifier. Okay, where you can see UV rays will be used to kill the microorganisms. A small note will be there. Okay, so next example, RO purifiers. RO purifiers. Okay, next, radiation will kill the insects, and that's how we can get rid of pesticides. Radiation can kill the insects, and that's how we can get rid of pesticides. That's how we can get rid of pesticides, which means chemicals. Okay, so this is also a process, but still in developing stage. So here what happens is, see, there are so many plant eating pests, okay, which will decrease the productivity of the crop. Yes, so here what happens is we'll spray some chemicals, and then the pests will be killed, so your production will be increased. But in this process we are using chemicals. Yes, instead of using chemicals, there is one more way, which is using this radiation. Okay, what we'll be doing is, like, we'll showcase this radiation onto the crops, all the pests will be killed, and then the production will be increased. So that's how we can get rid of this chemicals, pesticides. Understood? So these are some advantages. Now write down the disadvantage. First one is atomic bomb. Disadvantages. Atomic bomb. Write down. Misuse of nuclear energy will create misuse of nuclear energy will create mass level of destruction. Misuse of nuclear energy will create mass level of destruction. Mass level of destruction. Second one, radiation effect. Radiation effect. Radiation effect. Hyphen. They are dangerous for living beings. Radiation effect. They are dangerous for living beings. Okay, how they are dangerous, I'll tell you with this Hiroshima and Nagasaki example. Okay, third one, they causes mutation. They causes mutation. They causes mutation. Mutation means sudden genetic changes. Okay, and fourth disadvantage is Handling and disposal of nuclear waste is a difficult process. I have already told you this technology is there with only 4 countries. Okay, India is one of the country. Bombay, Maharashtra is the first one. Okay, so handling and disposal of nuclear waste, handling and disposal of nuclear waste is a difficult process. Is a difficult process. Okay, fine. Now, last topic of the day: impact of atom bomb. Impact of atom bomb. Okay, so till now we have discussed all the types of energies. Okay, and we are left with this hydroelectric power plants, ocean energy, wind energy. Okay, so today we'll complete this topic, and from tomorrow we'll start this remaining topics. Okay, and 3 days, 3 topics will be done, and then I'll start with space technology. Okay, so energy is largest chapter here. Once energy is done, remaining all chapters are simple and short chapters. Okay, not that much lengthy. Fine. Okay, so impact, short term impact, short term impact, and long term impact. Short term impact and long term impact. So now what happens is once the once you are using an atom bomb on a country, what happens is I have already told you once it is released, by the time it reaches the earth's surface the temperature will be huge, somewhere around 1000 degrees celsius. So what happens here is 1000 degrees celsius no one will survive, everyone will become ash, even the ash will burn again and the ash will become ash again. That's the process. And even these buildings will also cannot survive. See, till 300 400 degrees celsius they can survive. And then what happens, even the rocks will also fire. Okay, these are much weaker than the rocks, so even the buildings will also catch fire. Even if you are using fly ash also, still the buildings will catch fire. Okay, at that time I haven't told you, see, using fly ash you can make the bricks as fire resistant. Okay, so at that time nobody asked me, sir, how the bricks will catch fire. Even the bricks will catch fire, but the point here is you need to give them more temperature. Okay, so if the temperature is somewhere around 1000 degrees celsius, even the bricks will also catch fire. And this 1000 degrees heat, it will not be there for 1 day or 2 days or for 1 hour. It will be there for 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months. Obviously everything will burn, and what will be there? Smoke. I've told you even ash will also be not there, because the ash will burn again and it will convert into ash. Again the ash will burn and it will convert into ash. At a point of time even the ash will also will not be there. What will be there? Smoke. So this is the process. Imagine this Hiroshima Nagasaki, 1000 degrees Celsius for 3 to 4 months. I mean, to survive, I mean, even somebody is in critical condition, okay, so we cannot send them, or ambulances also, because no ambulance has that much of resistance, right? Yes. So this is the process which was happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay, right on. Huh? Why Guru? Bale Baba. Salman Khan also. Done. Okay. Now, long-term impact. See what happens here is this uranium, plutonium, this will not be completely reacted. Okay. Some will be reacted with the neutrons, some will break down, and end of the day, some uranium and some plutonium particles will be left over. What these particles will do is, these particles will mix in the soil of that particular territory. And the life of this uranium and plutonium is they cannot dispose easily. It will take around 300 years, 400 years, 500 years, sometimes 1 lakh years. So they will be there in the soil of that territory. Okay. Now what happens here is, these are radioactive elements. So they'll produce radio, radiation. They'll produce radiation. So this radiation will be high, and this radiation will create mutation over there. So even, okay, this is not the effect of that generation. Okay, the further generations will also have to face the mutation. Someone will not have leg, someone will not have hand, someone's visibility is less. So all these things will be there forever. Okay, if you go to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, if a person is like giving a birth to a baby child over there, it is, I mean, they are for sure the baby will not be in a proper shape. Okay, whether the baby is having only one leg, even if she is having another leg also, that leg will be short in size, or else someone with the birth only they'll born with cancer. Okay, all these things will be there for the generations. Okay, so immediate effect it's quite less, because I mean 1000 degrees Celsius you went there, I mean you don't even get the pain also, immediately you'll burn, you'll be converted into ash. So you don't have that much of pain, but for your further generations it will be a huge pain. Okay, so this is the long term effect of atom bomb. Okay, now UPSC has asked a question from here. See what happens here is, for 3 to 4 months 1000 degrees Celsius will be there, and then slowly the process will come down. Okay, slowly the temperature will come down. In this process I have already told you there is enough smoke. Okay, so enough smoke will be there. What the smoke will do is, smoke and ash particles, dust particles, it will create clouds, and the clouds will be dense, because there is more smoke and more dust particles, they are flowing into the atmosphere, and they'll create a denser clouds. They'll create denser clouds. Okay, even once the temperature is down also, what happens here is, sun rays will not reach, sun rays will not reach. So here for so many days, okay, they'll temperature will come down, and this is called as nuclear winter. So in UPSC we have a question on this nuclear winter. What is nuclear winter? Okay, after the effect of atom bomb, once the temperature comes down, the dense clouds will be created. Because of the dense clouds, sunlight will not reach to the earth's surface. When the sunlight didn't reach to the earth's surface, the temperatures will come down, and winter kind of situations will be created over there, and this kind of winter is called as nuclear winter. Okay, I'll dictate right now. Keep heading as nuclear winter. Draw this diagram. Nuclear winter. Draw this diagram. Done. Write down. Because of the atom bomb, because of the atom bomb, high temperatures will be created. High temperatures will be created in bracket, write down around 1000 degrees Celsius. High temperatures will be created in bracket, write down 1000 degrees Celsius. It will create smoke and dust. It will create smoke and dust in a huge quantity. In a huge quantity. They will further create, they'll further create denser clouds. They will further create denser clouds. Denser. They will further create denser clouds. These clouds won't allow sunlight to pass through. These clouds don't allow the sunlight to pass through. Won't allow the sunlight to pass through. That's how, that's how winter kind of situations, that's how winter kind of situations, that's how winter kind of situations will be created over there. That's how winter kind of situations will be created over there. And this is called as nuclear winter. And this is called as nuclear winter. And this is called as nuclear winter. Simple? Okay. So with this, your nuclear energy is completely completed. Okay. So we are left with this ocean energy, hydrothermal energy, and wind energy. Okay. This will do in different classes. So 3 classes it will take, and then I'll start space technology. Okay. Space technology merely it will take 5 more classes. Okay. So slowly, I mean, we'll complete everything. Chalo, bye for today. I'll meet you guys tomorrow.